Before I let you run, I have a question for you. It's on Coca-Cola. Big news today, and Kelly in North Carolina wants to know if it's a buy. What do you think? It's down more than 7%, and Pete, that's the worst day in a decade after those earnings.
And I'm not very happy about it because I'm an owner. I've owned this stock for a little over a year and a half, something like that. But, you know, I've been able to sell calls against this position for a while. I'm going to be buying back calls today. I'm not happy about what they said, though, Scott. And the concern I have is when you start blaming it on things and you're not hearing the rest of the earnings calls, really blaming it on certain conditions in other places, that seems like an excuse. So that does bother me. But I like the stock. I still think they have the organic growth that can maybe pull them out. And as the focus of this new CEO has been acquisition and moving away from the soda drinks. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's something that Coke, I think, can execute well on. So I'm going to continue to hold the stock.
Pete, we'll see you back here next week.
All right, man.
All right.
Yep, have a great one.
Pete from Minneapolis for us. Let's answer some more questions now. Jim, I got one for you. Vince, Boca Raton, Florida, thank you for the question. Qualcomm, do you still own it?
Yep.
And what do you think is a good entry point?
Vince, this is a risky stock. I like it right here. I would add to it, but you have to have an opinion on this FTC trial, which is now in a judge's hands awaiting a decision we don't know when. If it is ruled against them, against Qualcomm, stock will go down to 40. If it comes in their favor, this sets up the table for a nice settlement with Apple. It goes to 70. History, 20 years of history says that they will win, but it's not a guarantee.
All right, good stuff. Thanks for the question. Again, Joe in New York has a question for Josh. Broadcom.
Hi, Joe.
What do you do with Broadcom right here? Josh Brown.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the strongest stocks in the sector and in the overall market, making new highs. I really like the technical setup, and it's cheap. It's a forward PE of 12 in a sector that averages 15. So you've got 15% earnings growth here, according to the consensus, as far as the eye can see. It's a mispriced security. It should be higher.
All right, Joey, got one for you. It's from Glenn in Middlebrook, Virginia. Regions Financial. My 17-year-old son, he says, has been researching regional banks, interested in Regions Bank and Key Corp.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
Those two stocks made their high in March of 2018. They have not been able to exceed it. I got out of Regions Financial. Two better banks I like, Independent and also TCBI, exposure to the Permian in Texas.
All right, Jenny, lastly for you, Alan in Denver. Alan, thanks for the question. Caterpillar, what do you think of CAT?
So we own CAT. We love CAT. We think that mining at CapEx will be off of its lows. We think that the U.S. construction remains stable. We think that interest rates continue to support demand. And if we're right about China stimulus showing up later, that could be a little cherry on top. Meanwhile, it's cheap at 11 times earnings.